Karji, I want all my guests to stay on with me. We have more updates coming in. Now, Iran's military has threatened to attack all energy infrastructure linked to the US and Israel in the Middle East if its power plants are targeted. Brahim Zolf Faghiri, spokesperson for Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya Central Command, said that Iran will also attack desalination plants and information technology infrastructure linked to the US and Israel. And the warning came after Trump threatened to attack Iranian power plants if Iran failed to reopen the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours. Now, Major General Sudhakarji, good morning to you and thank you so much for joining me on the telecast. What we have seen for so long is this tit-for-tat escalation that continues with no endgame in sight. Now, Trump has issued a 48-hour ultimatum that Iran should reopen without any threat the Strait of Hormuz. But on the other hand, Iran wants to avenge their senior top leadership that has been wiped out. So as per your experience, what do you think is Trump aware about an endgame in sight, or because he's escalating between whether he wants to ramp up or wind down the war?
The morning show and my greetings to very distinguished co-panelists. I tend to agree with what Group Captain Devnath has said. Donald Trump is between the deep sea and the devil. When I say deep sea and the devil, it is between restraint and escalation. So he is doomed if he restrains, he is doomed if he escalates. So there is no easy exit for Donald Trump. This is what I had anticipated and written an article way back on 21st of February, 7 days prior to bombing of 28 February and killing those the Supreme Leader and 49 important senior leaders. So what is it that he is saying? He will bomb this, bomb that, but will Iran ever quit after having lost their senior important leaders, assassinated one after another? Will any country worth his self-esteem ever lose a thing or battle like this? It's a civilizational country. They will continue to fight till finish, in my opinion. And also there are some signatures, some signaling which has taken place in past 24 hours that also has to be taken note of. That signaling was whatever red lines the Ayatollah had given, the previous Ayatollah, those red lines have been crossed. Those signals are, firstly, the missile has struck Diego Garcia, which is approximately 4,000 kilometers. That means the missiles which were used earlier of a range of 2,000, 2,500 kilometers, that limit has been crossed. So that's a clear indication that there is no hold barred. They will go on now. There are no red lines. They also giving an indication that they have better and maybe missiles with extended ranges beyond 4,000 kilometers, which they slowly started showing hands. And third and most important thing is power stations, even if they destroy, knowing Iranian mind, preparation for past 20 to 30 hours, they would have, thought about this contingency. When they have thought about the line of succession, thought about the mosaic system of defense, that is the decentralized system of defense, people haven't understood the meaning of the mosaic system. Because when you talk about one Ayatollah, there are hundreds of them, right down to the village. So when you talk about IRGC commander, people haven't understood. Everyone seems to be asking, there is nobody to talk to, no command control. If there is no command control, how come the retaliation is so effective and punitive, so precise? So therefore, there is a thing called as, by maybe an Arabic name, there is in every armed forces, whenever there is a war, there has to be a centralized command, control, coordination, surveillance, intelligence section. Without that, such kind of precise retaliation cannot be undertaken. And also they have some system of taking a feedback, damage assessment, whether the missile which was launched, has it actually done the damage which they anticipated? And all these are based on intelligence, accurate intelligence. So does Iran have accurate system of accurate intelligence? People don't know about this. They have got a very elaborate space program going on. And that space program has got collaboration with China and Russia. They have been saying Russia is giving, yes, there is no denying the fact, Russia is giving the very accurate intelligence. China has extended its Baidu satellite overlap networking, which they had given to Pakistan. How far will it be successful, one doesn't know. But the self-reliant and the indigenous missile development plan and drones, the stockpile they have, all these things put together, it will be very difficult. And those of us who have been to Strait of Hormuz, who have had a look at Strait of Hormuz, geography is in the side of Iran. No matter what we say, talk about Kamesh. Kamesh is a small island which is 1 to 2 kilometers from the coastline, and it's around 135 kilometers long and around 125, 130 kilometers wide, but the narrowest point is around 80 kilometers wide. This island, once upon a time, it is to be a tourism hub, but that tourism hub has actually become a kind of an underground network of bunkers, tunnels, and these tunnels are not 1 feet or 2 feet. The vehicles can move in that, and there is no bunker busting bombs which can penetrate into 600 or 500 meters deep into the earth, and they are further connected with the mainland. So on one hand they have a connectivity of oil and gas through the pipe. They also have connectivity through the tunnels. So all these things put together, even though they may threaten to knock off the power center, knowing Iran and the architecture which is coming out one by one, and they started showing their hands, I'm very confident they would have catered for some alternate measure. There is also concept and doctrine known as dispersion of leadership, dispersion of infrastructure, dispersion of the defense industry bases. They started off in the year 2002, 2003. So 2002, incidentally, that is the time when our nuclear negotiations were going on with USA. We had to pull back our Indian Oil, ONGC, Oil India from Iran. They were actually carrying out survey, and USA kept on putting pressure on us that unless we stop buying oil from Iran, the nuclear deal won't go through. So we started coming down from 17% of our import from Iran in the year 2007 and to 0% in 2017. So India has gone through lots of ups and downs. Sometimes Iran has been closed, thereafter Venezuela was closed. So such like issues. Yes, it should be an objective. No choke point should be ever with any country. It should be there with a neutral party. But how often do we practice what we preach? Will USA be able to sustain its high-end objective? Till now, it's okay. They have done a good job, but they have taken a good hammering. Their stock levels are depleting. Stock levels of Tomahawk missiles, then you have Patriot missiles, then one Tomahawk missile. In USA they take out how many? 84 Tomahawk missiles in a year. In past 22 days, they will have spent more than 84 missiles. And somewhere I read that they have spent almost about 484 Tomahawk missiles, which I don't believe, because there has to be some policy of conservation. And same is the case with Patriot missile. There are only certain numbers which can be produced in a year. The stockpiles have gone down to the lowest level in both Central Command, which is located at Florida, and the forward base is at Qatar. And the Indo-Pacific Command, which is in Hawaii, and forward base at Guam, their stock levels have been reduced. The Patriot missile bases are being relocated from South Korea, Japan to this side. The cannibalization is on. So they are actually living a kind of a conflict from hand to mouth. It will be very, very difficult for Donald Trump to escalate it, because if he starts off the power plants with an aim to take Strait of Hormuz, without boots on ground, nothing can be captured in Strait of Hormuz. And boots on ground means there is going to be a bloodbath. A bloodbath means there will be body bags going to USA, which at this juncture, since the midterm elections are around the corner, I don't think he would like to exercise this option. Therefore, these are all rhetorics, in my opinion. And there may be some selective kind of bombing, yes. But in a day or two, my take is Donald Trump has to take a final call. There are enough of pressure on him from the domestic side, and he's going to pull back and start heading towards Cuba, maybe, for all you know. Back to you, Ria.
All right, Major General Sudhakarji, stay on with me as well as my other panelists.